Hey guys, today we're in the book of Joshua chapter 17. Yesterday in 16 we saw that the double blessing of Joseph, which is Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim was yesterday. Today in chapter 17 it is about Manasseh. Now remember though, half of Manasseh is on the east side of the Jordan River. Right? Remember, the 2.5 tribes that decided they did not want to live in the promised land, half of Manasseh is on the eastern side. But the other half is in the promised land, and that's the half that we're reading about today. The western side, or the western tribe of Manasseh, west of the Jordan River. We see an interesting thing that we read of, and hopefully you picked up in verse 3. We see Zelophehad had the son Hephor, son of Gali, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, who had no sons but only daughters. And these are the names of the daughters. We've seen this before. Remember all the way back in the book of Numbers, right? Back in Numbers chapter 27, they were talking about how they're going to divide things up. And some girls come to Moses and say, what's the deal? Our father had no sons. And so we're getting cheated out of land. We're not going to have anywhere to go. Well, what's the deal? Our family is going to be erased from the land allotments. And so Moses said, that's a great question. Let me ask God. And God comes back and says, no, in this case, women can have land. And this is it. Okay, in the tribe of Manasseh, starting in verse 3, this is that part where these daughters get a land allotment. But then we start in verse 7, which is giving the territories, once again, the borders, the cities, the rivers of exactly where the western tribe of Manasseh is going to be. And it talks about this, but once again, notice verse 12 and 13, that they did not utterly drive out the Canaanites. We're starting to see a theme. Judah did not drive out the enemy. Ephraim did not drive out the enemy. And now the western side of Manasseh did not drive out the enemy. As well as, not only did they not drive out the enemy, but we see something that's different. Verse 14, it says that the people of Manasseh comes to Joshua and they said, hey, you've given us some land, but we think we should get more. We're a big tribe, and it is true. Manasseh is a big tribe. It is of people. It is a lot of people. And they said, hey, we need a bigger piece of land. And Joshua says, you know what? You can go to the forest and you can cut it down and level it out, and there you'll make more room. So I'll give you this and the forest. And they come back and say, I don't think that's good enough. And Joshua ends up coming back and saying, no, it is good enough, and that is what you're going to have. So in chapter 17, the western side of the Jordan, the west tribe of Manasseh, comes in. They don't drive out the enemy, plus they want more. So as we're walking through these land allotments, we can start to see a trend, a pattern, but also you're starting to see little glimpses of the hearts of Israel who've just watched what God has done for the past 7 years, that has kept them alive in the wilderness for 38 years, have parted the Jordan, has walked with them, has had the tabernacle, has defeated a nation after nation, city after city. They've seen the miracles of God, but yet we're starting to see the beginning of what will be a major heart issue for Israel. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense, and we will see you tomorrow in chapter 18. God bless.